Mathematical Thinkers Like Me is creating collaborative spaces that encourage students to express their ideas and develop their identities in math. This video is an overview of the Mathematical Thinkers Like Me, or MLM, project, and we welcome your participation and support.
I would say it was a collaborative way of students working together to think about math, to notice and wonder about math, try to enjoy math. That gets them to think because then they're not doing so much talking and more thinking.
It's a collaborative way to establish additional student discourse when it comes to math.
I would also add that it's a way for students who don't normally feel comfortable speaking in class. It gives them an opportunity to share their thoughts without, quote unquote, putting themselves out there.
It pulls certain kids out of their shell more.
Mm.
It gets them to think in different ways. It's a very useful tool in many different ways.
MLM features the Virtual Math Teams environment, or VMT, that enables small groups of students to collaboratively solve problems and work on, for example, Desmos activities aligned to the curriculum. VMT is specially designed to foster students' executive functions and conceptual understanding by pairing text chat with turn-taking in control of the dynamic mathematics and no real-time audio or video. This context supports students' focus on their team's mathematical ideas and enables students to feel more free to share their thinking. Teachers are able to monitor and interact with student sessions as they happen.
If I had to describe VMT, it was sort of like a mix between work, a game, and teamwork.
To me, you're having fun, and then at the same time, you're learning something new.
It allows you to work with other people.
I would say it's like a puzzle game. Every single person in your group has to put like a piece in to complete the puzzle.
To me, it helps me understand what I did wrong and what I got correct.
What I would say about VMT is that it's like an
educational game.
Educational, it's still educational.
A way that you can have fun while doing math.
And you learn a lot from it, from both it and your classmate.
And also it helps you to cooperate because only one person can take control. You have to actually take turns and cooperate with other people.
I would say if you want to increase students' desire to learn math, then showing them how it changes the way they think is exactly what MLM is about, is improving these skills called executive function that show up in many other areas and make you better at doing that kind of thinking.
Those three executive functioning, improving those is helping decrease that achievement gap that we all want to, disappear. So just giving teachers tools and resources in order to teach our students skills that will be useful not only in math, but all areas of life.
I discovered that by modeling kindness and patience and help toward other students who were participating less, other students were taking my lead and jumping onto it and also sharing their kindness and help with others.
Yeah, I think because of the
Anonymity.
Thank you. Because of that, I think the kids have really learned how to value their own voice. It has given them more confidence within the classroom to share any idea that they have. It kind of all actually starts from that idea that they don't have to be worried in the beginning until they feel comfortable and confident. And now that they feel that way, they have the ability to share in front of the class or at least just within their group.
I do feel like I saw more participation from those kids who were really, really timid about joining in when we merged with either one other class or the two other classes. I felt like more were more willing to jump in.
And I think the idea that if more people join, the more students can connect with other students from different areas and different places. And it's like they get really excited when we worked as a village. As a cross 8th grade. And then when we were like, what if we did this district wide, or what if you got to talk to someone from somewhere else. They were like, really? Like that, like idea of them getting to do something they never get to do with other people is cool.
VMT has many special features that should resonate with best practices for fostering thinking classrooms, such as the ability to make visibly random groupings, settings to turn off and on anonymous usernames, replayers for students and teachers to see, reflect on, and highlight mathematical thinking in action, and the creation of collaborative sessions that connect students in different classes or schools. All of these features are designed to enable students to be their mathematical selves, unburdened by prior assumptions and expectations about what they can do and care about.
And I think MLM gives them that chance where they're not intimidated, because if it's anonymous, they don't know who's in the room with them. They're able to voice their opinion. They're able to give input. They're able to give noticings and wonderings.
I agree. It gives them a sense of freedom. With being anonymous, that freedom is something that they definitely can't get in any other program or platform while working with others. Again, it kind of creates a safe space for those who want to be able to participate but don't want to be ridiculed because of what their thoughts and ideas are.
One of the big pushes in our district is really student-led learning, and this is a perfect example of student-led learning. Students learn more by doing than by just having a teacher speak in front of them about something. Also, the mixture of visuals and collaboration, it pulls in a bunch of different learning styles into one solid activity or program.
As exciting as the VMT environment is, the MLM project recognizes the need for other activities that support students to become effective collaborators, to feel capable and interested in math, to take risks, show up, and persist. Drawing on the research in related fields, MLM encourages the use of many effective approaches, including the 4 H's of Belonging-Centered Math Instruction by Jamal Matthews, a life values writing exercise, using underrepresented math exemplars, notice and wonder in both student problem solving and in teacher review of student work, and fun and engaging math routines such as Which One Doesn't Belong? These approaches fit into a Unit 0 and are woven in throughout the year to sustain and build on the work in VMT. MLM teachers have found that students need to engage in online collaborative problem solving at least one period a week in order to develop their collaborative practices and realize the foundational benefits in their executive functions, mathematical practices, and sense of identity and interest in mathematics. MLM activities have been used in all conceptual phases of units, including launch, explore, and consolidate, as both supplemental and core elements. The MLM project targets middle school and focuses mainly on proportional reasoning, geometry, and algebra. Virtual math teams can currently import activities developed in GeoGebra and Desmos, and through our partner, Desmos Classroom or Amplify, project participants have access to the Desmos Grade 6 to Algebra 1 curriculum, as well as any public Desmos activity. Many of these activities have already been adapted in the MLM project for collaborative learning. The activities are edited by the content team and/or teachers to take advantage of the collaborative environment and are aligned to district curricula and standards. MLM teachers and researchers work together to 1. Adapt activities to our students, 2. Review student work, revise or add instructional practices, and plan the orchestration of productive discussions, and 3. Design and learn from the project studies. MLM strives for a less is more approach, giving the students just enough to facilitate conversation, but not so much that they're just answering question after question. What is it like to be part of the MLM project and partnership?
It was kind of nice to have some problems and solve and see some different things. And I've enjoyed the process. I've enjoyed seeing it from beginning till now, where we have seen the progress that has come into the VMT and to mathematical thinkers like me.
You get to be heard, and it feels amazing to be heard. And that doesn't always happen at every site. And it's just amazing. It really, like, I felt like every time I shared my insight or my questions, I felt like it was valuable. Even just like that emotional gain for me was worthwhile.
And I'm thinking, I'm not going to hear back, for a day or two, but it's like, boom. So it's very supportive. And I actually think it's been a very easy type of, something to add into your classroom. So thank you.
I feel like it gives me a chance to get an insight that I wouldn't normally have when I look at student work. Sometimes even just the discourse that occurs within the chat, the politeness, or it's as simple as that, the politeness, the offering of the help, the explanations, you don't always get to see that side of your student. Often I feel like in other type of professional developments, or they may hear us, but not really listen to, it's very rarely implemented, the suggestions that are coming from other people. But here it's actually happening. We're seeing it real time, which I definitely appreciate.
And to be honest, when I was approached about it, I was a little nervous about it. I didn't know what to make of it. I was a little confused. And as it went on, even like the difference from last year to this year, like last year I didn't use it as much. This year I'm like, I need an activity for this standard, for that standard. So just seeing that difference really is, it's nice. And just seeing the student growth from like the first activity they did to like the activity they did 2-3 weeks ago, just to see like their confidence growing.
Well, with you guys' support, we don't really have that much we have to do as far as putting things together. Initially making the rooms were difficult, but now boom, 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 I know exactly how to make the rooms. I know how to delete the rooms. I know how to throw the kids in the room, take them out. It's not that hard. It's very, very nice thing to have that support. Boom, because like I text you this morning and right away you replied. So I don't think that's a huge issue as far as being tech savvy or learning how to use a new program, because we have tons of support.
Mathematical Thinkers Like Me is a partnership of middle school teachers and coaches, researchers in psychology and math education, curriculum writers, software developers, and our priority students that is creating fun, challenging, and dynamic math spaces that foster students' sense of belonging in mathematics while developing their focus, resourcefulness, and strategies in math. Funded under the EF Plus Math initiative of ERDIF, MLM has established an online collaborative space that integrates math activities from Desmos and GeoGebra in a way that uniquely integrates the 3 vertices of the initiative: executive functions, conceptual understanding, and equity.
I have this young girl who's been through some horrifying trauma, and she's never spoken school. She doesn't talk to anyone. She sits there almost shaking every day. The last time I did a VMT activity, and I could not believe the maturity and the depth with which this girl was interacting with her group. She was coaxing people who were off task back onto task. She was asking them to, push their thinking. And she still hasn't spoken a word. And that was 2 weeks ago. But in that environment, she was a complete, mind-boggling to me.
MLM, like the entire EF Plus Math initiative, practices inclusive research and development and is a growing partnership of teachers, researchers, and developers. We welcome your participation and connections.